Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I am sorry if I look at the viewfinder a lot or if this is very jumpy. I'm filming on a camera I used to use to film, but I haven't used it for a while, so I'm trying to work out the thing when it stops recording, and so I'm going to keep looking over there every so often. So if I do that, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to jump straight in with my video, and that is my top 10 must-read books. Hope you enjoy the video. The first book on this list is Divergent. I wanted to include all 3 books in this, but it's a top 10, and if I did that, it'll just go on forever. So if you don't know, Divergent is a dystopian novel which follows Beatrice Pryor, who later changed her name to Triss, based around these factions in Chicago, and I don't really know how to explain this to someone without spoiling it, so I'm not really going to go into detail with this one, but everyone should know what Divergent is, and I highly recommend it. Well, the trilogy is what got me back into reading, and I read that last year. The next book is The Perfectionists by Sara Shepard. This book follows 5 girls who get sucked into this mystery. One day they're just talking about murdering people, and one of the people they mention turns up dead after a party, and obviously someone overheard their conversation, and these girls are the main suspects. It's very gripping. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was the first Sara Shepard book I read, and I loved it a lot, and now I'm kind of obsessed with her writing. So I highly recommend this. There is 2 books out already. If anyone knows when the 3rd one's coming out, let me know. The 3rd book in this video is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Chbosky. I won't go into too much detail because I did mention this in my wrap-up video. It follows a guy called Charlie who meets these people who become his very best friends. He's a bit of a wallflower and a bit socially awkward. The book is written in letter form, which I thought I wasn't going to like, but ended up really enjoying it. So I think this is a must to be on a reading list to read, because it's just very interesting. The 4th book is This Song Will Save Your Life by Leila. I think that's how you say her name. Not sure. This book follows a young girl called Elise who struggles to fit in and to be popular. So she goes out for a walk and she comes across this warehouse club party thing where she finds her true love for being a DJ. She sets out to try and learn this art, and when she does, she finds that she loves it, finds love and heartbreak, and makes new friends. And she also finds out that you don't have to be popular and you don't have to fit in with the crowd, you just be yourself, and that's why I really enjoyed this story, and for a while it made me want to be a DJ. But I highly recommend this. It's a very quick read. The 5th book is How I Live Now by Meg Rosof. I think that's how you pronounce her last name, I'm unsure. This story follows 15-year-old Daisy from America, whose father sends her to the English countryside to live with a cousin she has never met before. When she goes there, she finds out what love really is, and she finds love in the weirdest place, in a way. A war kind of breaks out, and her and her cousins get parted, but then they find each other again, and it's a very lovely story. It may seem a little bit weird in places because of where she finds her love, but it's really cute, and it's cute in a weird way, and it's also a very short read, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and would 10 out of 10 read it again and recommend this book to everyone. The 6th book is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'm not going to say much about this book because everyone should already know about the story. It's one of my favourite books. I read it when I was in school because we were doing it for exams or something, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, got the book, and I have read it maybe 3 or 4 times since. Definitely one of my favourite reads. I highly recommend it. Now, I can't have a book video like this without mentioning my favourite book by John Green, and that is Looking for Alaska. I don't actually know how to explain why I love this book. I can't explain it. It's one of those books that you have to read to understand why people love it so much. So definitely give it a go if you haven't already, and plus it's John Green, he writes amazing books. Highly recommend this book. The 7th book is Even Adam by Micheal Grant and Katherine Applegate. This book is about a 16-year-old girl named Evening Spiker. Evening gets into an accident, so she has to be under the care of her mother's private hospital at her scientific genetic place. Her mother has a system that lets you create your perfect human boy. Little does Evening know that her mother, has set this system up to create a real human life. It's very interesting and keeps you hooked. I don't know how else to explain it because it's just absolutely amazing. So it's definitely one that you should read to understand why it's so good. The 9th book in this video is one which I am late to. You probably just saw a glimpse of it there. And that is City of Bones, the first book in the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. In this book, it follows a girl named Clare, whose mother has kept a secret from her entire life using magic by a warlock named Magnus Bane. She meets a guy named Jace, who helps her, along with other people, help find her mum, who has been taken by a guy named Valentine. There's a lot more to the story, as it is a 6-part series with second series kind of thing called The Infernal Devices, and I've only read this first book, but I highly recommend everyone gives this a go, even if you don't think it's going to be your kind of book. Just give it a go, because it is great. And the last book in this video is hard to see because it's been so well loved and well read that the cover is kind of rubbing away. And that is, oh no, you can see it, never mind, it's just a bit rubbed here. Morganville Vampire Series Book 1, Glass Houses by Rachel Caine. This book follows Clare, who goes away to college a little earlier than most people, and she gets tormented by some girls in the dorm. So she ends up moving out to a house called the Glass House with Eve, Shane, I think it's Micheal, I can't remember, I'm such a bad person, and it's about vampires, obviously. It doesn't always go well for Clare, but this book has quite an interesting take on vampires and how they go about things. It also has some supernatural factors to it, which I really enjoyed, and I highly recommend that even if you don't read the series or don't like vampires that much, definitely read this first book. It is amazing. Highly recommend this. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. These are the top 10 I think should be read books. I will leave the titles and the author names in the description box below, along with all my social media, so don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and add me on my new Snapchat, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye guys!